How's it going, everyone?
How's everyone doing? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
How'd you guys do this week?
Well, the boss beat me up. Sorry, the sensei beat me up. I keep over analyzing, so I'm sitting with my tail between my legs right now, but I'm good.
Hey, you're talking about Sharma?
I'm good.
Yeah, he's talking about me. I'm just pulling everybody back into basics. I'm like, a lot of the problems, I'm talking about in general, not anybody like specifically in the group, but a lot of people who like reach out to us stuff, and they talk about FOMO, they talk about over trading, over risking, any of that stuff. Like it's just coming right back down to the basics, right? And then even if you catch a trade and you're like, yo, I saw it afterwards that it's the counter trend or whatever it is, then it's just coming right back to the basics.
I think there's a lot that comes down to, like, at the end of the day, figuring out what most people are doing and just doing the opposite, right?
Yep.
And that comes with emotions too. What kind of emotions are most people feeling, right? And how are they combating that? Are they actually combating it, or are they just letting them take over? And allowing the emotions to just take over the whole situation, the whole trade, the whole session. You lose a trade, and then it comes down to not only just like having the emotions during a loss and after a loss and being able to handle that, but also after a win. I think we went over that. I know I did with my group, but maybe we did on one of our sessions, Sharma. But being able to control yourself after a win, because the greed pumps in, you got the confidence going, you get the overconfidence going. Can you hold yourself back from just jumping into a trade based on emotion, thinking that you're too good?
Yeah.
So being able to balance that, it's a forever thing. You're never going to master it, but you are going to get a lot better at it. But it's
a lot
a
of
big
the a lot of the issues that we tend to have while we're trading, even if you've stopped trading and you come back after a while, it's usually because we somehow, like throughout the process, just forget about the very basics. Right, and then we forget about like simple things like what's a candle anatomy, what does it mean, like if prices has like a massive top wick, a bottom wick, if it closes in a certain zone, like what do all those things mean? And then we get caught up too much in like just adding other things onto our trading styles or strategies or whatever, just to kind of validate what we see, even if it's not an actual trade.
100%.
Guilty as charged. I'll be the first one to put myself out there.
There you go. So Jamie, yeah, I'm glad you brought something up. So before we get started, is there anyone that wants to go over anything psychologically that they've been going on this or been going through this week, and seeing if maybe we could correct it? Cool. Everyone had a perfect week.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Love that. Good for you guys. All right, let's see. So we're gonna do a random date. You guys can see my screen. Let me get rid of teletrader here. Let me actually see the market's closed up. Yeah, everything's down. All right,
Also gonna pull up YouTube on my other screen.
Are we on YouTube now?
Yeah.
Cool. What's up, YouTube? So we're gonna get rid of some of this stuff. Let's see. Okay. So we're gonna go with a random date, guys, at your choice, whatever you guys would like. We're gonna get like 10 dates out of here, and we'll do. What year do you guys want to do? Want to do 20? You want to do the beginning of this year? Or do you want to do all of last or beginning of last year, middle of last year? You want to aim for 2021? That's going to be a short-lived question. I'll decide in 2 seconds if you guys don't answer.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you want to do 2021?
Yes, yeah.
Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so we'll do the first. I'm sorry, Jaya. You said you wanted to do 2021.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, cool. I think that would make the most sense for us. We'll just do a random date from there. 31st December 2021. So we'll do all Sundays and we'll get our dates. All right. I'm going to get this. Can you guys see my cursor?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go through here, close my eyes, 3, 2, 1. All right, 8/22 is gonna be a Sunday. So August 22nd. Oh, another arrow. Cool. And do you guys want to do GJ or gold? Or any other pair, actually?
GJ is good, but I don't know.
Okay, so
Probably
one vote
whoever's
for GJ.
doing-
Jamie, Janet.
GJ is good. GJ is good for me too.
GJ, okay, so two votes for GJ. We got one vote for gold. Justin Shrewsbury. Got Jen in here. We got Tiff. Any votes from you guys?
I'm a GU guy. I absolutely detest gold. You can have it.
Okay, so basically 2 votes for gold, 2 for GJ.
No, I'm throwing my vote behind the GJ. I hate gold.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 3 for GJ. So it sounds like we're probably going with GJ now.
I don't hate it. I just need to give it more time, actually.
Okay. Well, that's what we're here for. That's what we're gonna help you.
That's perspective right there.
100%. You guys all planning a good weekend?
Yep, it's
Anything
Super Bowl
planned?
weekend.
Yep. Super Bowl, we got Valentine's Day. So we picked August and the 22nd. Awesome. 10,000 sound good?
Yep.
Cool. Leverage up there. Get our history going. I think that should be good, right? Anybody catch anything? Cool. So bear with me, just gonna get our charts opened. So yeah, it looks like Russia may be invading Ukraine next week. Maybe even
They're just playing around.
what was
Let's
that?
be real. They're just playing around.
You think
You
so?
have because you have so many superpowers on the sideline just sitting there, and they're like, "Yo, I dare you to do something."
Yeah.
You think they're really gonna do it?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past Putin.
I think they're just messing around. That's pretty much it.
I think if there was a time to do it, it's now.
Really?
I think that's fair enough to say now.
Why now?
You have a weak United States. You have basically a weak Europe, even though they're positioning themselves as strong.
Mhm.
I don't think we've ever been as weak as we are right now. Is that fair to say?
It is. It is. I just don't think they're probably gonna. I would say, like, it feels more like a little kid just trying to punk.
Well, that's
pretty much it.
typically like how the world looks at Putin anyway. But
Yeah.
what you're saying is fair too. Like I could very well see nothing happening, but and it's just like testing the water, seeing what's going on. But I'm saying, you got to keep your mind open to think of like what would happen if that did happen.
Yeah.
And it's been going on long enough. It's not like little poking right now. It's like they keep moving closer and keep moving more people towards the border,
Mhm.
and getting everything ready right now. So it's like, are they gonna waste
I
all
just don't
that
think
money?
that they would announce it and be like, "Yeah, we're ready to do it as early as next week."
I don't know if they announced it. I think it's the sentiment from the U.S. government of
Mhm.
like the feelings they're getting from the negotiations with either Putin or his representatives, and
Yeah.
what they're hearing from Ukraine.
They could stay ready. That's one thing. But I think if they were to do any sort of attacks, they would probably do it when no one's expecting it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could happen over the weekend if it did,
Yeah.
where like everyone's guard is kind of down. No one's in that mode.
I looked at the charts when I got to work today. between like 3 and 4 and was like, what?
Yeah. Caught a little move on gold. I didn't catch any of GJ, but I got like 24, 25 on gold. Just because like I've been kind of monitoring the situation, and I was really done for the day, to be honest with you. And when that came out, I waited for the reaction to the news. So I waited like 5 minutes, and got a nice little setup on the 1 minute, and just got out. You know, it's over. You're basically trading news at that point. You don't need to be in it or try to hold a run or anything like that. I could have gotten much more, but you just got to be happy with what you get.
If you made money, you made money.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right. So I'm just going to fix the scale on all of these, and then we'll get started. The one reservation I have on Soft4fx is the amount of time it takes to set up every time.
Yeah.
You know?
Jamie saved a template. He showed me how to save the template yesterday because I usually just do it manually. He's like, this thing irks me every time I come on and you're going through it.
Wait, which template? Like you're talking about like the chart?
Yeah,
like,
chart template.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you told me that last time that someone showed you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super helpful. I wish we could have Soft4fx on TradingView.
That'd be dope. The thing I like with TradingView is you could kind of go back and do the replay and all that type of stuff. But you know how in like Soft4fx, you actually see the candle movements, right? And whereas in TradingView, when you do the replay, it just shows you the candle closes. Here, you see the candles actually fluctuating. I think that's the most useful when you're back testing.
That's what I'm saying. Like it basically, no, I can't say that because I like the fact that we can like manage an account on here. I was going to say if like TradingView just moves like with each tick of the candle and you could speed it up that way. But at the same time, you can't like manage an account. So, I mean, just having that alone too is awesome. So what I'm doing is just marking off a few levels that you guys are probably familiar with. We got 156 and we got 149.
And these are obviously levels off of the monthly time frame right now. As you guys can see, we're on the monthly that he's marking it off of.
Exactly. And then we're going to mark off our current monthly candle as well. So that wick right up here, and then you get the low over here, which you really don't need to do, but we'll do it more so on the weekly. It's a nice lesson I got from Sharma. Do that, and then we get the weekly over here.
As Stephanos is marking this up as a reminder, even if you're here on YouTube or Zoom, feel free to take these trades with us, right? We're obviously marking off these levels. We're going to be asking you guys some questions along the way too. Or if we're saying something and you don't really understand it, feel free to, just let us know and we'll go ahead and explain it to you guys. But yeah, go ahead and take trades. You'll see like what our thought process is, obviously, as we're, kind of showing you guys how we're going to be taking entries, but we also want to see what your guys' thought process is. And that's how we're able to help you out.
100%. Yeah. I mean, being interactive is the number one way to learn, I would say. So just take advantage of it. All of us being on here, and I just move that. Let's see. Yes. 49. Yeah. Just take advantage of that. Ask questions, take trades with us. And if you do take trades with us, we'll be able to correct kind of an entry or tell you like what we would have done, just like Sharma was saying.
Yeah.
So looking over here at GJ again, we've been in this bullish trend coming all the way up to 156. You guys have seen us break this down multiple times. We reached 156 and then we came all the way back down to 149 to retest these candle body highs over here. So we're coming right back down to retest that current monthly candle. It is now towards the end of the month, right? Towards the end of August. It's Monday. Actually, it is not Monday. It is actually.
It's Sunday for us here.
Do you want to start Sunday open right now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we'll start with Sunday open. Right now, it is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday night. So the market just opened. As you can see, we just retraced a little bit right over here, forming this bottom wick. So let's look at the weekly over here and see how it opened. So we pushed we pushed all the way down since being up at 156 and creating that high over there. We've been in this bearish trend over here, printing lower lows, lower highs, coming all the way back down to this level over here, but rejecting pretty hard, right? Then we created this lower high. Price printed a strong bearish candle, but with no bottom wick, right? So got to be aware of that and see what's going on. But this is the weekly, right? So next weekly candle created a top wick, just dropped, right? We didn't come quite towards that wick yet, but we are holding this support so far right over here of 149. And we know that's a significant level by the previous resistance over here to the left and even more to the left as well.
Another thing I want to
else?
mark off before you move on here is also notice clearly what the structure is. So some of the questions that I ask myself every time I'm looking at charts or doing any sort of analysis is first, what's the structure? Where the current resistance and support levels, and then also where the candle's telling me, which Stefano's all kind of just broke down for you guys here too. But I see the structure right now as this, right? We've had a nice bullish push up. All of this that's happening here looks more or less like a consolidation to me, right? Where price came up, tested some new highs, and then after that, starting a bearish trend. But this entire move up was an impulsive move up. This looks like a retracement. So some of my thought process sitting at some of these key levels is, are we just coming back and tapping into these areas just to gain some more momentum and then possibly come right back up, break this bullish bearish structure short term that Stefanos has marked off here as a retracement, and then continue back up? Because I'm looking at what's already happened here to the left. And if you take a look, every time price taps into it, there has been some bullish momentum.
Is that it?
Yep, that's all.
Yeah, so like with what Sharma was saying too, like even if you like, this is exactly what I would see too, this bullish trend, right? And price creating this high, coming right back down and retest this key level over here, and then continue right back up from there. But let's say that doesn't even happen. You know that you're at least going to get some kind of a reaction from this level, and that's what you guys got to be looking for some kind of reaction, and then also looking for your confirmations before you take that trade, right? Having certain things. If you're going to trade against the trend, get this bearish trend over here, creating lower lows, lower highs. If you're just going to take a buy right here, you got to wait for a couple confirmations, like maybe a higher low formed on the lower time frames.
Oh, absolutely.
And then take it from there, so that you could take these at least short-lived buys up to this area. In case it doesn't break out of this way, you could take this sell right back down as well.
Yep.
Right, but there's plenty of pips coming right back up to this level, or even this level right here. So you can take these short-lived buys up here to take price right back down and retest that level, or we just continue up from there.
Yeah. What I would do personally around this area, looking at these wick rejections, is like kind of create a zone, which we could do on the lower time frames, right? But what I would do, and we are going to drop down to like the daily 4 hour, we have a ton of different time frames still left, but I would create like a zone right into this area. And then if I'm going to look for any buy opportunities, like you said, this may be the limitation of our trade because this was a massive push down. We have yet to correct that, in some shape or form, coming right back into these areas. And then if we continue higher than that, then you let runners go, but you kind of secure a majority of your trade around these areas here.
100%. So yeah, I'm going to draw that level on the daily just so it's a little bit cleaner. Let me just make sure I cloned everything. There we go. So yeah, here we go. Just going to draw this right in here, right at 149 over here. Then obviously you got some key levels a little bit higher as well. You got this support right up there, right over here as well. So, you could draw a nice big one if you want. I just like to keep them as thin as I can. You can actually really just draw them like that, where you got that support over there. You got this wick coming into that area. And now what you have is like a bullish big belt. If you diagnose the candles, it's very strong bearish candle right here. But guess what? No bottom wick. We get a lot weaker of a candle to follow that. Right, the next day I'm sure we consolidated in here with the top wick, bottom wick, reacting to this level, and now we got a bullish big belt. And if you haven't read Naked Forex, this is a candle that opens up, much lower, or if it was a bearish big belt, much higher than the previous candle closed. Right, so when you see that on higher time frames, a lot of the time, not every time, but a lot of the time, you'll see a nice bullish move in the direction of that. And then again, if it's the opposite way, if you see it at a resistance, you'll see a nice bearish move continuing down, maybe for the next like 3-4 hour candles, right? But just make sure it's on the higher time frames. That's where you see it the most.
My zone personally would have been like the same size that you have it, but it's just higher.
Like right here?
Above, around that area.
Okay.
Just
we can
because
keep it there.
price has, those are just two different ways to do it, guys. Like that's pretty much what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But the reason why I would keep it up top here is because of how price has reacted into these areas. So once we did break above, you had a little fake out, broke above. We've already respected this area as support, and then ever since then, we've never been able to continue below this area. If anything, we've had nice bullish momentums.
Could draw it like this too. You know, you got that resistance there, all these supports here. Every time we come into this area, you know you're going to get some kind of a reaction from it.
Yeah. I would keep mine like very, very small though, like very thin.
Oh, you're saying like just right here?
Yeah, or a little bit wider. So like this right here.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be like that size.
Okay, cool.
That's just one way to do it. I mean, you could do it your way too.
No, I really, it really doesn't matter to me as long as it's not like a football field long
Yeah.
or like wide. All right. So, and then we also have this level up here that I want to point out. This previous support became a resistance. We tapped into that area multiple times over here. Could also drag that to the left if you want a little bit. But definitely that's a key area that we could possibly, we got clean moves to the left over here, possibly at least come up into this area.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the 4 hour now. I'm just going to adjust that. Bring that up to that resistance right there. And call that a day. And then look at the current price action right over here. And again, you see that bullish big belt. This candle closed a strong bullish candle, but with no top wick, no bottom wick. Probably safest to stay out of this whole range right over here. You want to wait for price to break this and possibly continue right back up. Unless we see something on the lower time frames, but other than that, that's the candle that you want to mirror. You can also like draw it like right here as well. So, but we'll see. You want to be fluid in the market. You want to see what it looks like on the lower time frames. This is only the 4 hours, so maybe we could grab something in there, but I doubt it. Highly doubt it. On that. Awesome. So yeah, looking at this right now, does anybody want to take anything in here, or would you be content staying out?
I would personally be content staying out. I want to see how candles are closing above the zone.
Exactly. Let's see if we hold support. That's our main thing right now. Even if we get like a fake out of this level and continue back up, that could possibly be a thing too. But if you're looking to take any sells from here, just wait for that retest of 149. Looking at the 30-minute, same exact thing. Wait for price to break out of this whole thing. And then if price breaks above this area, I would wait for the retest because of all this mess over here.
Yep.
If you're looking to take this, just wait for this move right here. I wouldn't take it like a breakout trade.
Another thing to notice here is when we're coming into, like now we have narrowed down our zone, right? This is a range that we're not going to be trading in. This is where majority of the price action is consolidating. So when you're seeing this consolidation, which is shared by the 30-minute, by the 1 hour, and like to some extent the 4 hour as well, you want to make sure you're waiting for your break and retest. This is not an impulse trade, but there is going to be volume that follows after such consolidation.
Yep. Let me speed this up. All right, Sunday open. Welcome to the start of the week. Do you guys want to fast forward a little bit through this?
Yeah, I want to see, is price just going to jump off of those zones, or are we going to end up actually consolidating the entire time?
Skip every maybe 15 minutes.
Personally, looking at this, I would narrow in the zone a little bit more here. On the 30-minute, I would do it because I see this little support area. I would do it right here. And the reason why is because I want to see a break and retest above this happening, and then obviously get the confirmation from higher time frames. But you have at least like these wick fills. If you're only looking for those quick scalps, then you have these quick like wick fills that you could look for. And then if we get a proper break and retest somewhere around here and then a continuation up, then you can start to target some of these higher levels. But all of this in between is what the exact consolidation looks like to me.
4 hours still looks good. Now we can actually clone this if you like it down here. And right now we're just creating that high.
Yep.
Right? Maybe it'll close above this level.
Can we check the 4 hour real quick?
Yep.
All right, so that's a gap down and prices breaking previous highs. So now, since this is an hourly consolidation, I want to see some sort of break and retest here on the hourly, or like some sort of retracement or something like that, and then a continuation up.
So the 30-minute candle just closed with no top wick. This candle passed the high right away. So I would expect some kind of a pullback over here for us to then continue up. I wouldn't get FOMO from this candle.
Got a nice run,
Maybe not.
which gives me more confidence if we can come back and respect these areas that we broke out of as support.
Yeah. At least on the 15.
Mm-hmm.
Daily looks nice.
So even daily breaking previous highs kind of brings me back to think that, hey, we're probably going to come back and retap into that blue zone that you have made
Yeah,
at the very least. And we're
these
probably trying to
moves
correct. Yeah.
from these areas.
Yep.
You know, is it unreasonable to think that we could come right back up to here? You could hold this over the week if you get a nice setup.
Mhm.
Either tonight, tomorrow, during Monday, get a nice support formed on the higher time frames over here.
All right, this hourly candle's going to close here in just a couple of seconds.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we just left a huge top wick right there. So it does show me that we're probably tapping into some sort of exhaustion as we reject this area right here now.
Guys, this top wick thing, don't underestimate it. This happens almost every time. You could get a nice little push after that candle close, but you're gonna get a rejection after that most of the time.
Mhm.
Maybe not right now. But like, just play those probabilities, right? You may see it once or twice, but majority of the time you're gonna get a rejection after that, especially if like this candle has like a long wick. Or not that candle, but like some of the candles on the lower time frames, you start seeing the exhaustion, and then price just like dumps from there.
Yeah, so see right now as prices, it's still ranging, right? It's almost like this is going to be a 15-minute candle close here. But the way that I see it is we broke previous highs, which obviously indicates some bullish momentum. But also we're seeing some sort of exhaustion as we're tapping into those levels to the left. So absolutely, we're sitting in that impulsive move at the moment. This is kind of like, it seems like a high of your impulsive move and your bullish trend. So definitely wait for some sort of retracement or some sort of break and retest, and then look for your entry.
Yep. We're holding. Yeah, that could be a nice little support right there. The problem is it passed the low.
If the same candle breaks the high and the low, I usually don't trade on that candle because it shows me volatility and uncertainty.
Yep. No clear direction.
Yep. Can we hop up to the 30-minute real quick? I just want to see how that candle is. Okay, cool.
See how they're getting a little bit weaker?
Yep.
And you guys, like, you want this to happen too, like, especially if you miss it. It's like, all right, I have no problem with that. I wanted to create that range so that we could come down and buy at a discount to then continue back up.
Yep.
So watch, price just like dumps from here. especially if it passes the low of that candle. Is this clear so far for you?
Anyone have any questions so far?
Just, I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's Controller FX Kid. Send me, what's that kid's name? Donville?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
You haven't, he came from a Kill Strength and they had like a fallout because he thought he was like copying everything what Kill did.
I have no idea.
Okay. Now he recently made something. It's pretty cool. He made like this it's like a I would say like a database of, oh wow, look at this. So let's see. It's like a database of setups. Yeah, we actually have a lot of things coming out today. We have, or actually tomorrow.
Yeah.
These are gonna come out tomorrow. So yeah, you got flash manufacturing PMI, you got services PMI coming out tomorrow for the pound. Obviously, Euro stuff coming out too, PMIs. That's about it for tomorrow. US as well.
A good start to the week.
So again, like I never get FOMO over moves like this, right? Especially if the candle's like, if this candle, let's say the bullish candle, the initial one, first close like this, above the range, right? And then we got a bottom wick formed, and then price past the high of it. Like then I would be a little upset with myself, but like this candle didn't have any top wick over here. So you're following your rules, right? And then you're expecting price to like inch up a little bit, and then we get the pullback. And this is where a lot of people get trapped, and then you get a nice move up.
That's a valid point. For me, it's like look at the last 30-minute, 30-minute candles and how they have been closing. Clearly, there's volume dying down.
Mm-hmm.
This is buyer's exhaustion at its finest.
100%. So yeah, we're found to close above these highs up here. The 15, 5-minute, exhausting. They'll fake out on the 5-minute.
Yep. And even on the 15, now you see that little bit of consolidation forming. If you go back up to the 15 real quick.
Yep.
You see that, there you go. You see all that consolidation forming. So what you pretty much need to see, and it's going to be a little bit more clear on, you know, those 30-minute, 1-hour timeframes, is this is a nice push up. You need a support being formed, whether it's here or even ideally it would be somewhere down here and then a continued push up. But even if it's here and price has been respecting this area of support for the last couple of 15-minute candles, you just need a continued push up. When that happens and there's a clear support being formed, then you have an entry.
I have a question. Sorry, probably it's a stupid question. In the timer, right? We are seeing only in the kind of when we take the trades. Trading view in the side y-axis, we have the time running out, right? But we don't see in MetaTrader. Do we have that functionality?
No, not in the SoftFX, or at least I haven't seen it.
MT4 also, it is not there, right?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I am just putting this up on Instagram.
All right, couple of just under a minute left for this 15-minute close.
Friday, YouTube. There you go, Sharm. Still holding support over here. Let's actually move into New York. because that's when we normally trade. So unless you guys want to do London.
Is there anyone here trading London session?
No
Not
point
me.
of backtesting sessions if you don't trade them.
I think we can move to New York.
Okay. Let's do it. See what we end up getting over here. Wow, price took off.
Can we check the 30-minute real quick? I just want to see if there's like actual candle formations
Sure.
around this area.
There you go. So what do
Yeah,
we
so-
get during London?
So this is something that I've been looking into, like even in simulation sessions, been catching this a lot. So you had this little consolidation here on the 15-minute time frame, and then I start paying attention a little bit more to this candle formation. Push down, made a bottom wick, and then continues pushing up. This is your support. This is not your entry. This is your confirmation, right? So the price pretty much pushed up, pulled back down, created a support, and it's pushing, right? This little candle itself gives me the confirmation that, hey, we're about to have some good bullish volume coming into the market, right? And it's pretty much similar to what happened here, all that. And then your entry is when price breaks the previous high. So here you got that perfect break and retest here as well, and then a continuation up. So this is something that I've been seeing a lot in my simulation sessions, started testing this out a little bit into live markets as well. So this could be another thing that you could add into your Trello, or if you're journaling your simulation sessions as well, that this is probably the type of support that you want to see forming if you're going to turn scalps into swing trades, where price is making those clear supports after retracements, making a candle formation like this, and then a continued push up.
100%.
And that could be any time frame. I've seen it on hourly, 4 hour, 30-minute, 15 minutes.
I like it.
But the stop loss where you have it, the red line, probably when it comes down retracement, it will take out, it looks like it.
Yeah. And that's just the difference of the way Sharma and I trade. But like I've seen this set up a lot too, and I like it. Where we break resistance, we hold this as support, then we get a bullish close over here. If we get volume at this time, which you have during London, this is the 30-minute. This isn't the 15 or the 5-minute. It's a 30-minute, and we create the bottom wick here. So as soon as we pass the high of that candle, you should be solid right here. If this is the 15-minute, I'm putting my stop loss a lot lower. But with the 30-minute right here, I'm putting it below the previous 30-minute, anticipating the volume push, and then I'm good. That's 10 pips right there. All you need is 10 a day, with my rules and my strategy. But you could get, 20, you're up to 25 right up here, right? I would secure most of that, stops at break even, stopped at break even. And then when we come down here to hold support right there, that's another re-entry, right?
Okay,
and then,
so
and
you
then after
close
this
that
trade,
and then
I'm done for the
re-enter.
day. I'm sorry, what
So
was that?
No, the first push, we close it, and then next one, we take a second trade.
You're saying right over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, my entry would be, just so you guys are know like the way I trade, entry would be another impulse, just as waiting for this candle, being patient, waiting for this candle to create its bottom wick. Let me actually change the color of these. Waiting for this candle to create its bottom wick and then pass the high of that candle right there. That's where I would enter.
Okay.
And I would secure a little bit up here after we retested the high, stops at break even. Right? And then that's it. And let this thing run.
Okay.
Or
Thanks.
maybe I would probably put my stops like below this candle right here once I secured up here.
Oh.
Just like move them up. The original stop would be right here.
Okay.
Just because that's like a long wick, and we can always like this candle right here. Well, you know what? I would put it here no matter what, just because it's the previous 30-minute candle. And then we get the entry right here. And then once price starts pumping up here, then I would probably move it below this candle. Right?
Okay.
Especially because I want to be a little bit more conservative on that second entry, especially if I grab this move.
Okay.
It's like you're not guaranteed to get the continuation over here. So especially on a Monday too, right? Like you're taking those two trades back to back. It's like, all right, I'm done.
Okay.
All right. So what I think is happening is we just got a ton of volume coming in from this level down here, 149. So price is just pumping up, right? You're not getting a lot of those deep pullbacks. It's just a quick little pullback and price comes up. The unfortunate thing is we don't trade London, so we missed a lot of this initial move, but that doesn't mean price can't come back down and we get a more favorable move to bring us back into the trade.
100%.
So we
What time
recently
is it?
just broke this level over here, previous resistance. We're playing most recent support and resistance. So this is that next level that we broke.
Mhm.
Price just closed a strong bullish candle above this level. Now, are we going to get that pullback here to continue up with a clean move to the left? Anybody ever have wisdom teeth pulled?
That's a random question.
What?
Said that's a random
Everybody.
question.
It's a random question, but I think mine are coming in. Hurts so much. to
Yeah,
talk.
I have.
Oh, Catherine, you have?
Yeah, my bottom ones. And it's funny because like most people look like cute little chipmunks when they get them turned out, like taken out. But I looked like freaking Quagmire for a week. I was like, I can't go out like this, dude.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
That's great. Yeah, no, how bad was I this morning? I had to end the stream at like what? 8:30 after any of the news came out.
Yeah, it's still hurting.
Yeah, well, the more I talk, the more it hurts. Look at
Mm.
price is pumping up here. All right, 15 didn't create that bottom wick. I'm not just gonna like jump in. Like again, picture yourself in the session. So this is Monday. You guys come into the charts, most of you for the first time to actually have the mindset to trade if you don't trade Sunday. So what are you just gonna jump into this? Just wait for the high to be created. Again, I know we missed this move. That's completely fine, right? Wait for the high to be created and just stick to your rules. 15-minute holding that support though. So we'll see what we get.
At this point, given the hourly is breaking above those significant resistance areas and it's pushing up like that, yeah, I want to see at least a break and retest on 30. Like I wouldn't take an entry like this based off the 15-minute time frame, but even on the 30, it would be just a quick scalp for like 15, 20 pips or something like that. Because higher time frames are about to get overextended. So all of that needs to be corrected.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing. Notice how we're starting to see the same stuff that we saw previously down here with these candles.
Just
Massive
exhaustion.
up wicks. Okay.
Here we go. This is what we want. This is what we were looking for before. Now, this is what normally happens, right? This happens maybe 3 times out of 10. This happens more like 7, I would say. I think that's more fair. I think, you just want to look at probabilities of everything. Do that in your life too. It'll keep you calm from a lot of, different things with anxiety or anything like that.
So as price is starting to reject this, well, first I'm going to wait to see how this candle closes. There's 2 things that I'm looking at this point. Can you go back to 30 real quick, Stefanos? Mm-hmm. So there's 2 things that I'm looking at this point. First thing is, as price continues down, is it going to break below this? If it does, then those are potential retracement trades that we can take a look at. If price breaks above this, as it is right now, I want to see it breaking its own little top wick that it has formed right now. And once it breaks that top wick, I'm looking for a trade opportunity. This is a top wick that I'm talking about. So I'll take a trade here, Stefanos.
We'll take a trade right now?
Yeah, and then stop loss right below this. And I'll go with like a 1.5% risk. Or 2%, just do 2%.
Okay.
It's because it is going to do the wick fill?
For the wick fill? That's what you're asking? No, it's a break and retest that just happened, right? So all of that was liquidity grab.
Okay.
Yeah, stop loss. Let's just do like 20 pips. We'll just move it like every 20 pips.
On the money.
Question.
So
But what about the previous candle being like indecision one? Like it was, it break the high and the low.
just talking about
I
this.
was
That
just gonna say
shouldn't
the
be
same.
like kind of risky, but
Yeah, that's why you don't take an entry on a candle that breaks the highs and the low, right? We waited until it
Oh.
closed.
okay.
So I'm not taking an entry. Yeah, I'm not taking an entry on
Oh.
that candle. I'm taking an entry on
Oh.
the next candle that just started forming.
Gotcha.
Touche.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So I am going to. I like the 5 minute right here. I'm going to sit out for now, but I'm getting close to seeing what I want. Like maybe like a pass of the high over here. I wish this candle, this current 30-minute candle, had a bottom wick as well, at least a small one. Yeah, we're right back into this range over here in the 1 minute, in the 1 hour. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold out of this for a second.
I'm curious. You actually use the 1 minute just for confirmations?
Yeah, just to see the price action, because you're getting every 60 seconds the data coming in. I'm not taking
Yeah.
trades on the 1 minute, but I'm watching it react to certain things, right? The way it forms support down here, the way it's holding support right up here, back into this range.
Yeah.
This is the 1 minute range here. And then we're in a bullish trend. We just got to fake out of that area. It's the same exact thing. So maybe you get a pullback over here and then price continues right back up.
Yep.
So it's the same exact thing as the other time frames. Looking good so far. Nice.
So once this 15-minute candle breaks or even the 30-minute breaks the previous top wick, I'm gonna move my stop loss just underneath the 30-minute candle. Yep, right there.
Got it. So we got about 8 minutes left for the 1 hour to close. Nice. Okay. So I'm just going to manage Sharmafx trade right now. Right here.
A little bit lower.
Good.
Yeah, that's perfect. So I haven't secured anything or anything, but what I've done is reduce my risk in this trade. Because I have the 15-minute closing very bullish. The next one makes barely a bottom wick, but it's breaking the previous highs. And that top wick on the 15 is also the top wick on the 30.
Beautiful. All right. The hour just closed. Go look at the hour. Nice. Nice clean move to the left. We're mirroring. 30-minute. 30-minute looks nice. Maybe we get a pullback over here and then continue back up.
Can you go on the hourly real quick?
Yep.
I think I want to increase my TP a bit.
Sure.
What I think I'm going to do, given that we're clearing all these areas here now and stop loss has been reduced, what I'm going to do is go up to the next level that I see price kind of reacting off of. So what's not that? Hold on. I'm going to do it right above these consolidation areas. Yep, that's good. So pretty much my TP, this is all consolidation. Would we all agree with that? Can you go back onto the hourly real quick?
Yeah, sorry.
Would we all agree that this is the consolidation right here?
I would think so.
Yes.
So then the TP is pretty much right on top of that. And then as price kind of clears above these areas here, which is that previous top wick and everything here on the hourly, once it clears that, I'll move to break even. So it's a risk-free trade, still haven't secured anything just yet. But at that point, there should be really nothing stopping it from coming all the way up here.
Jerome, what's your normal secure point?
I go every 15, 20 pips.
Okay. Cool.
While I'm on the charts. So in that 1 hour, hour and a half that I spend on the charts every day, it's just that. And then after that, I just let it run.
Nice.
And I'll come back Asian session when I'm about to do a trade breakdown or something. And then just look at the charts then again.
Nice.
Can I ask a quick question on the 30-minute?
No. What's up?
Okay, so could you move that little box for a second?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, like, if I were to look at this, I would kind of feel like price is slightly overextended or something like that. And I would have probably waited for some of support and then some form of break and retest, since this is like some sort of significant level.
Mhm.
Like, how come we don't see this as overextended, basically? Or how come it's not like that example that you guys gave previously, where we were waiting for some sort of support to form first as the confirmation, and then the break and retest as the entry?
Well,
If
yeah,
that makes sense.
that's actually why I didn't take it yet. Like, I was just waiting for this, because every time we form these highs over here, we get those pullbacks, right? So like, I like, this is a great trade. I see exactly what she was doing. And you know, at certain times, certain sessions, I could possibly do the same exact thing. But the one thing you guys actually did point out is that this candle was a little indecision candle. And then for me, the selling point for me not to enter was just the no bottom wick over here. But like, Sharma, if you'd like to
Yeah.
write that down.
So I do see this as a. Do you want to pause this real quick? As it's moving while I explain. So I do see this as an overextended move. I'm not saying this isn't overextended. Definitely is. And that it will be tapping into some of those levels. Maybe it's the hourly consolidation that we just identified. Maybe it taps into somewhere here, and then, you know, it's going to react to higher time frame. It definitely is. It's overextended. There's no doubt about that. The thing here is, the reason why I took this entry is because as price was pushing up above these areas, we already saw exhaustion, right? And we also saw this candle coming down here, breaking previous lows, an indecision candle. What I see the price doing here is pretty much coming back into this little zone where we have these wick rejections. What happened last time price rejected this? Sell-offs. Right, that's why that's a zone that I would make that would be a little bit more significant for me. So what did price do once it tapped into here and, you know, rejected this? Well, the next candle started breaking the highs and it showed us some bullish momentum. This is very short-lived bullish momentum. There's no doubt that there is a retracement coming soon, because you could already see that on the hourly, on the 4-hour. Price is breaking out of those hourly and 4-hour resistance areas without any sort of rejections or any sort of pullbacks. So that's why I do know that there is going to be some sort of pullback, but that's also why I'm not going for like a 30, 40, 50 pip, you know, TP that I normally would. Instead, I'm taking a little bit of a conservative route for me, which is that 15, 20 pips, maybe 25 pips, that kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that.
No, go ahead.
So that plus like high volume time, and then what you were saying about seeing rejection in this area, and then that next candle forming without a wick, pretty much indicating that bullish pressure and all that kind of stuff combined. Got it. Okay, cool.
I think, Kat, you specifically too, because you saw this morning. Do you remember my GJ trade this morning?
Yes.
And how it was like a breakout
trade? The first one
trade?
or the second one?
What was that?
The first one or the second one?
The first one.
Yeah.
The 8 pip gain.
Yeah.
So that was almost kind of similar, right? Where you're expecting price to bounce up like that, but you see how Sharma's like reducing her risk by just moving her stop loss up like that? Like with me, it's a little different, because like we get this push, we get like 8-10 pips. I know that at some point we're gonna get this pullback to continue up, and that's the move that we get, right? So that's why I close either 90% or the full thing, and I'm good. Like if I get this little breakout trade, I'm taking that really quick. Only if we have the volume, and during high volume times, I'll take that as price is just pumping up. You can at least grab 8 to 10 pips out of that, but you have to know the limitations to your trade, just like Sharma was just talking about. You got to know that you're closing most of it after that volume push. And then when you see price slowing down a little bit, this is where the intuition comes for your pairs. When you see it slowing down a little bit, it's like either secure or get out, because you know you're getting that pullback and you're going to have an even better entry. But that first entry is just in case prices pumps the way it is right now.
Oh, okay. So we could definitely come back and get a better entry again. essentially.
Not definitely, because we don't know what's going to happen, but like that's what I'm
Probably.
waiting for, and I'm completely okay not taking this and just walking away from the chart. Let's say if prices takes off without us, I'm fine with that, right? It stings for 2 seconds, and then you're just like, all right, plenty of other moves.
The thing is that the way that I kind of slightly look at it differently is that if a move like were this to happen and it's not my setup and I've never traded something, like the reason why I'm taking this trade is because I've seen this in our simulation sessions. Like we haven't, like I've seen how the trade plays out. I've seen this happening in live markets and everything like that. So that's why I'm able to take it, because I'm like, all right, well, here are like 1, 2, 3, 4 confirmations, and here's my entry point. It's never just one thing that would confirm the entry for you, right? And that's why I'm like okay with taking this. But if I had no idea what's going on here, and there's like top and bottom wicks being broken, the next candle's flying, this and that, then it's like, well, it's not even my setup. Why do I even care? But you just wait for a better entry as whatever your setup is going to be. So be okay with not being part of the market every single day. Like you will come onto the charts, you will sit there, you'll look at the charts, and sometimes you're going to walk and be like, well, that was a waste of time because market didn't do anything where I didn't find my entry. Or you look at it from a different perspective and you're like, I come every day, I didn't get an entry today, but clearly the market is moving. It's going to move up or it's going to move down, right? There are always going to be trade opportunities there. You just have to find those setups. And then you kind of study that pattern too.
Right.
Look, did someone else want to say something?
No, that was me.
I was saying, I love that you just brought that up, Sharma, because like Cat, for example, how many times do I say that on the live streams where I'm just like, I've seen this happen before. Like that's where the intuition comes in. And we always talk about it where you stick to 1 or 2 pairs. You're going to start to get to know that pair like one of your friends, right? You're going to know how they react to certain things. You're going to know like the way you can talk to them, or like in our case as Sharma, like we're going to get to know how to mentor that one person. We get to know that one person a little bit better and how they like to be coached. So it's the same exact thing with a pair. Like you know the way it reacts during certain times or certain situations, and you just got to have that confidence that you're gonna end up getting there, and you got to keep the persistence, because with more back testing, you're gonna get those intuition feelings, and they come with confidence. They make you feel pretty good once they happen. Just got to bar the overconfidence.
100%.
Sure.
Let's put this
Cool
out. Watch this
stuff.
trade play out. What's that?
He said cool stuff.
Cool stuff. Cool stuff.
All right, we're coming also to the top of the hour. Can I see the hourly time frame real quick?
Yes. Hourly looks nice.
I'll move to break even now.
Okay. I'm just going to pause it in case you want to move your TP.
No, TP is fine. I don't want to overdo it.
20
Because now,
pips.
look, here you could see the overextended move. 100% price is going to come back and try to react into these 150 areas, 150, 800 areas. You could tell the reason why. Look how price has been reacting here all the other times. Sell off, right? Creates a support, a huge bullish momentum, liquidity grabs. You could tell that there's going to be some sort of reaction to this. Does that make sense for everyone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, for me at least. Does anyone want any extra explanation? I think we just spent an hour on that trade.
Yep. So at this point, Steph knows I'm going to secure something because I don't see price breaking the previous high. So I'm going to secure about 90% of my trade at this point. And then I'm also going to trail my stop loss right above this point right here. And the reason why is I don't see price. We're coming right into that consolidation area that we saw in the hourly, and I don't see price tapping into the previous highs just yet.
With your stop loss up here, do you want to get rid of your take profit or just keep it again?
No, just keep it. It's either TP hits or trail stop loss hits. You make money either way.
There you go. Not getting greedy.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to I have this junk email and I'm trying to figure out how to mark all of them as red.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not working out.
Oh, you gotta press play.
Oh. Sorry, guys. Nice, Andreas. Yeah, tried restarting it. Four-hour looks nice.
Yeah,
Coming up to the 4-hour close.
That's a massive, massive push up.
Oh, yeah. And what did we say in the beginning of the session? What is this thing right here? Bullish big belt.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, price, continues in that direction pretty hard.
Yep.
But again, don't be taking that thing on like the 30-minute and just like hoping and praying. Like it's more of like a 4-hour and up kind of a setup. Read Naked Forex. You guys are going to get a lot out of it. Stop loss hit. Up 3%. Well done, Sharm.
Thank you. Any questions? I'm pretty sure people have questions.
That was nice. I think we like answered all the questions that could possibly be asked, but maybe not.
That's ideal.
Right?
I'd be very happy if that happened.
Me too.
All right, awesome. Are we gonna continue on to the next New York session, or are we?
Yeah, you want to do one more?
Yeah, we could do one more.
One more. There it is.
Oh gosh.
Oof. See, we're coming toward, this is 11 p.m. I believe. And this is something that I like. But we could save it for the next session. Want to see how this hourly closes. Because we just had that rejection over there. Let me just fast forward real quick. Yeah, it closed like a weak bullish candle. So you see how like we're exhausting with these candles over here? The New York session is over as well. Right, you're heading into like, not the New York, the London session. So you're going into like the afternoon of New York. They're all going to lunch, right? There's not as much volume. So it's failing to break above that level up there. So we're just going to mark this off. We don't have to do the Asian session.
But that would be the example of not taking a trade in London or in Asian if those are the sessions that you're trading because the setup is not there.
Exactly. And you see how I stayed like more conservative when it comes to this setup? We got the rejection over here, higher low formed. We got the pullback that I wanted, but price was starting to slow down around here. And I didn't like that. And it was at the end of the session anyway.
100%.
Got to be selective. Here's another pullback. All right, 1300. We're at 6 a.m. Let's go back to the daily real quick. Daily right now just rejected that level over there. We got this previous support right over here. Price is now rejecting that level and flipping bearish. Looking at the 4-hour. 4-hour right now is holding resistance. Oh, wrong tools. Can you guys hear my dog?
Yeah.
Little guy. It's going nuts. All right. So now we're just ranging, right? So what's the plan for this session? Like, Kat, what would you like to see over here? Put you on the spot real quick. She's going to pretend she's not at a computer.
No, sorry, 1 second. I was writing notes on like a screenshot that I was taking, multitasking. Okay. So we are in the 4-hour. Sorry, I kind of just missed what happened because I was taking notes.
You're good. We're at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday morning, August 24th. So month is coming to an end here. We're about the last week of the month.
Right.
Most important thing we need to do right now before we you can actually break this down is check the news. This always happens. There we go. News coming out for this session. Not much. New home sales, US. Yeah, not much is coming out. MPC member spoke for Great Britain. CBI came out as well. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. So what would you like to see over here technically?
Well, I guess at this point, as far as structure goes, I do see like a bearish structure, and it feels like we're almost being set up for sells potentially really soon, at the very least until that level or something like that.
Sorry.
So I would just kind of wait. I mean, for sells below this level, this doesn't look like a insane range that I would probably take. So if I were to take buys, I would probably take buys above this level.
Like it.
So yeah.
So far, so good. I like that. I would say let's look at the lower time frames too when it comes to this range to see if there's anything valid taking in there. But I agree. I would, if I'm going to take something here, first you got to check the range if it's worth it. And you got 50 pips in there, right?
Oh.
And then also I would probably want to wait for like a nice break and retest on the lower time frames.
Oh, this is 4 hours. Okay.
You know what? We got that fake out of that level over here. So now we got to see if we hold support in this area. All right. I can see the sells happening too. You just got to wait for that close below 150, 213, 220.
That's a key thing that Stefan just said. You need to wait for the candle to close. A lot of us just wait for price to break down. It makes a little wick, and then we're too like quick to take that entry, and then you just end up becoming a wick. So wait for a candle close. This is off the 4-hour time frame. Wait at least a 15-30-minute candle to close below that level, in or below, and the next one to continue down. That's your entry.
100%. Just checking that range. Yeah, no, not worth taking anything. This is all just like a no trade range.
In the case that we do break below and close below, it could be one of those situations where we want to wait for that resistance to form first and then a break and retest, or of course, like how you mentioned, if it is our setup, potentially just a break and retest, knowing the limitation of our trade.
Yep.
If that is so both can apply, it just depends.
Yep.
Sharma, I don't know about you, but I actually have a difficulty explaining that. Just because, like, maybe not explaining it, but like sticking to that, because you really got to see how candles form, right? Like when it comes to like having a plan for a trade and when you're sitting in a range, like if it's the session, I know exactly what I'm doing. Like if it's Asian, I'm waiting for a break and retest like 90% of the time. But if it's New York, sometimes I could say like, all right, I'm going to wait for this retest right here, but you get a nice clean close above, where obviously that could be part of your plan too, if you get a clean close above. But like sometimes candles just form the way you want them to, not the way you were expecting them to, but at the same time, that's one of your setups and you're ready to take that. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now, if it even like makes sense, but
I have my rules for certain setups. For example, if I'm going to be looking for an impulse move, and what I define as impulse move is like a top wick and then a push down, or like a bottom wick and a push up, and those are entries that I'm taking, I need to see fundamentals coming out around that time, which is going to support that move. And the reason why is because fundamentals are the drivers of the market, right? And then you have market sentiment, which is literally investors reacting to that fundamental. And then you have technical analysis, which is a visual representation of market sentiment, which is reacting to the fundamentals. So if I'm going to be looking for an impulse move, I need to see fundamentals coming out. It could be an NPC member. It could be like, PMI coming out. It could be CPI. It doesn't matter. Like I need news to support that move. If there's no news coming out in that session, regardless of, how many great impulse moves I would see, it's not what I'm looking for. I need to see a break and retest, because if it's a purely technical move, majority of the time you have the potential to turn a scalp into a swing trade.
Absolutely. That makes sense. I don't know. It's just fits in that department of like being fluid in the market, but not
Yep.
like too fluid where everything's random. Like you definitely don't want to be there.
Yeah.
But you want to have like certain rules, your main rules, and you stick to them majority of the time. Actually, I would say like 95% of the time. But there's some things as you get more experience and you start seeing more things, you could start experimenting a little bit. But you can only do that if you could trust yourself to lower your risk and to be smart about it.
Yep.
But
So
that's
that's why those are my rules.
yeah.
No news, a slow economic data week, and then break and retest. If there is news and we have macro fundamentals coming out, then impulse moves.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna like fast forward, maybe ahead of this range a little bit. Maybe we have a dud of a day. 720. I'm trying to be in this range.
That's
Yeah,
our
I
no
can
trade
see-
range, right?
What was that?
That's our no trade range.
Oh
the
yeah,
entire-
I wouldn't be trading in this. I can see like playing a little scalp right here, coming right back up after creating another higher low.
Mhm.
But these are little things that you can live back test to see if they work, and you could start back testing them on your own on some of these lower time frames. But right now, just master the higher time frames.
Mhm.
Master like understanding the way candles move, how they translate to different time frames. Oh my jaw.
Hmm.
This is that perfect candle if this hourly candle closes like this. Bullish. Yeah, if that hourly candle, the current hourly candle closes bullish with that massive bottom wick rejection and continuation up, that's one indication that price is going to continue.
Yep. And then you get the higher lows on the lower time frames here.
Yep.
So 1 hour to close. Doji.
Is this gap an indication that we will be coming down at some point soon, probably because it needs to be filled?
Not soon, because that is the hourly.
Not anytime soon.
Interesting.
Maybe sometime during the week, but
Yeah.
if you're talking about like today, tomorrow, probably not.
Hmm.
No volume today.
Another no trade day. It's all good.
Oh, there. Getting that drop. So now the only thing you can do is wait for that retest. Or overextended move. I like this setup over here, but I wouldn't be trading in this as this candle creates its top wick past the low over here. But you got to see if you have even any pip. You only have 12 pips right here. So 10, 12 pips. So that'd be iffy. See if the 1 hour closes below. You see the 4 hour. See how like we just closed a strong bullish candle off this level over here and we just rejected this level. It's hard for me to take sells without waiting for that retest right here. So we kind of got a wick retest on the 1 hour. I was just going to say if anyone wanted to take something right there.
If it's no news, I wouldn't be taking this.
Yeah. Just get like a real retest.
News or like market open and stuff like that, or just news?
No, like data coming out or like a high volume data week, like next week.
Yeah. Next week
so
we
long
got
as
next week we have like PPI, core retail sales, all that coming out.
We got a lot next week.
so on
Exciting.
the days that the news come out, basically,
What was that?
like on the days that the news come out, that's when this could be like okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. When you know you have volume pumping in.
Okay.
So now we're getting a little
Otherwise,
retest.
no.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah, I would just wait for a nice real retest. Here we go.
Right at that
We
little
respect this
support.
level.
Yep.
Like on the days that the news come out, that's when this could be like okay.
1 hour or 1 minute. Just looks
I
like
think
it may
someone
be
has the
faking out.
YouTube one too.
Yeah, I hear it.
All right, you're breaking. All right, look, that's that confirmation I'm talking about. If you go into the hourly, was that the hourly or 30-minute? What was
That
that?
was the 30-minute.
Okay, no, this the hourly right here.
Yep.
So this is the indication that we're about to continue the bullish momentum because you just had a bottom wick rejection.
That's why you
Into
wait for
what-
that retest.
Yep, and then look to the left of that bottom wick rejection. Right there, consolidation.
Good point.
But you're going back into a 4-hour, 1 hour, 30-minute consolidation, so that's why I'm not going to be taking any of these trades.
Just mess around with trend lines.
Can I see the 4-hour real quick?
Messy.
Cool.
We're getting a retest of this level over here. Possibly.
You want to skip through to see if we break out of this zone here again or not?
Yeah. Wow. Dude, I was thinking about taking this as it like flip bullish over here, but I didn't want to be stuck in here, especially with the daily looking the way it is. I would just reject it and create lower lows, higher highs. But that's a fake out in a bullish trend, you know, based on this week alone. Get the fake out. That's why you wait for the retest right here to take this down. Then you get the retest of the previous support right here, and then price is just off. So it may be breaking out of that. I could see it definitely doing so.
But another day, pretty much the entire session.
The dead. All right. I think that was good. No, about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're gonna save this. We'll do another one maybe next week. And
Yep. Sounds good.
you guys got a lot out of it.
All right.
Do you want me to save this and we can maybe continue it like as a series?
Yeah, we could do that.
Let's do that.
All right, guys. So have a good weekend. Make sure you guys are back testing and stuff, getting ready for next week. There's a ton of economic data coming out, which we will break down in our weekly outlook video for you guys next week. But make sure you guys are preparing for the economic data, the type of setups, and all that type of stuff. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to reach out to either of us on Instagram. Is the fastest way to get a response from me personally.
Thank you,
Thank you,
both.
guys.
Thank
Yeah, have a good
you.
one.
Our pleasure.
Everybody have a good weekend.
Guys, have a great weekend. I'll see you guys Monday. All right.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.